So let's talk about tanking. Something I've said many times that coaches and players do not do. Because the turnover in this league is just too insane to ever tank slash, potentially try to lose. And yes, you get a better draft pick, but for what cost? As a player, you might not be there the next year. As a coach, you might not be there the next year as well. But owners love the tank because they don't get fired. Kind of just how it works. Here's my opinion on tanking, right? Because obviously, yes, the chance of us making the playoffs this year is very, very slim. We have to win out, and we still need a lot of things to happen outside of that for other teams in order to have a chance to do it. But the reason why, not only do I want the Bengals to win because I love the Bengals, it's also, you got to look at Duke Tobin's drafting history. Again, if we lose out, right now we said a 10th overall pick. If we lose out, we could be something inside the top 10. I'm not sure exactly what pick. It depends on the other teams as well. But let's say we're even number 5, right? This upcoming draft, not only is it not that really loaded of an NFL draft, it's good, but it's not crazy good. And then you also got to look at the fact of, again, Duke Tobin's drafting history. The fact is, right, because obviously everyone wants a top 10 pick. It's the greatest thing of all time. But the fact is that that's not always, it doesn't always work out. And I know that's crazy to say, but it doesn't. You could get a really good draft pick way, way, way down the line. You could. So, for example, let's go ahead and go through our draft picks from the first round, the last set of time. Amarius Mims. So far, he looks good, right? So far, he looks okay. He was a first-round draft pick. He was the 18th overall pick. Not top 10. He was good. Myles Murphy doesn't look that good. But the ironic part about Myles Murphy, he was projected to be a top 10 draft pick. And yeah, he does not look good in the end. So that's kind of ironic. Dax Hill, 31st overall pick. I mean, at safety, he wasn't really the guy, but at corner, he looks pretty good before he got hurt. 31st overall pick. Jamar Chase, obviously, absolute grand slam. But going down this list, Joe Burrow, grand slam, back-to-back grand slam drafts, by the way. Jonah Williams, bust. Bust. Billy Price, great trade value for BJ Hill. I'll give you that. Not really that great for us. John Ross, absolute bust. 9th overall pick. 21st overall pick. 11th overall pick. Obviously, Chase and Burrow were absolute steals. But still, William Jackson, he was good for us for the time he was with us before he went to Washington. 24th overall pick. Cedric, 21st overall pick. Denard, 24th overall pick. Out of the league in 2021. Tyler Eifert would have been best tight end in history if he could stay healthy. 21st overall pick. Dre Kirkpatrick, 17th overall pick. AJ Green, 4th overall pick. Hit, absolute monster. Jermaine Gresham, 21st overall pick. Andre Smith, 6th overall pick. Keith Rivers, 9th overall pick. Leon Hall, 18th overall pick. My point as I go through here, Jonathan Jones, 24th overall pick. It really comes down to, most of our picks we don't get inside the top 10. This has not been our thing throughout history. But even when we do get top 10 picks, it doesn't mean we're going to 100% get the best player and it's going to work out, crazy great. Because we really don't draft really that crazy great. Over the last certain amount of years, because you got some drafts we have hit, like Chad Johnson and Justin Smith. That was a beautiful one. That was an absolute beautiful one. But a lot of these drafts do not hit. Did not hit. Especially the last 5 years. Within the last 5 years, you go back, and then we looked at this before, but, right now, Charlie Jones, he's hurt, but other than a punt returner, which he did have a good kick return. I'll give him that. That's kind of been iffy. Yoshi, first it looked like it was going to be nothing. Then it looked amazing. Now it looks like it might be nothing again. I don't know. He's been kind of ups and downs this season. Brad Robin's a bust. Poison Ivy hasn't done really anything. Really just the first 3 guys here for that draft. For this draft, Zachary Carter's out of the league. Cordell Volson, he's been okay. Tyson Anderson, good special teamer. That's pretty much it. Jeffrey Gunner. Actually, Jeffrey Gunner's out of the league. Zachary Carter's somewhere else. He's no longer on the team. This draft, again, Evan McPherson. Deontay Smith off the team. He's off the team. Well, actually, no, he is on the team, but he's a special teamer. He's a practice squad guy, and he's off the team. And again, so what it comes down to when it comes to tanking is like this, right? Number 1, do you trust Duke Tobin to draft you an absolute grand slam inside the top 10? I don't know if I do. So, if that's the case, right, because Duke Tobin does not have the best drafting history in the NFL. He doesn't. If that's the case, would you rather have another 7 weeks of enjoying football and enjoying your team potentially win and go for a playoff run, or a better draft pick that could end up being a bust because Duke Tobin doesn't have the best drafting history? Now you might say, well, maybe this offseason we get rid of Duke Tobin and we get an actual GM. Ha 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 ha. Let's be honest, rinse, cycle, repeat. That's not how this works. That's kind of how I look at it, right? Is you go down throughout history and you're like, is this going to work out? Probably not. Probably not based on history. But let's go back to the 2018 NFL draft, right? Kind of just want to go back. Let's go back in history here. And this happens with every NFL draft, by the way. It's not just this one. But again, keep in mind, this upcoming draft is not loaded. It's really not that loaded. A lot of people think it's a lot better than this. It's not. Baker Mayfield, first overall pick. Saquon Barkley, Sam Darnold, Denzel Ward, Bradley Chubb, Quentin Nelson, Josh Allen, Roquan Smith, Mike McGlinchey. This is actually a horrific example because this draft was actually very loaded. Let's go to 2019. Let's see. Farrell, I don't even think... Is he still in the league? He might still be in the league. Devin White, not really anything anymore. Daniel Jones, not really anything anymore. These drafts were back-to-back. I mean, don't be wrong. Like, outside the top 10, it was kind of atrociously bad. Brian Burns, though, he was an absolute steal. Dexter Lawrence, absolute steal. Noah Fant, absolute steal. Marquise Brown, he ended up being okay. Montez Sweat was good for a period of time, and now he kind of fell off. He also got traded, so that didn't also help out too much. My point is that, again, yes, there's going to be good players in the top 10. I'm not saying there's not. But my point is, you know, there's also good players outside the top 10. And if we're going to draft a bust, we might as well just enjoy the bust being outside the top 10. Because, like, 2020 draft was a good example of what I'm talking about here. Andrew Thomas, okay. Jeff Okudah, not really, did not hit in the end. He got traded to the Falcons. Herbo, okay. Derek Brown, he actually ended up being one of the best. Isaiah Simmons, linebacker, safety kind of combo. He's not really that good. CJ Henderson, Jedrick Willis Jr., he's actually pretty good. Mekhi Becton, that's a bust. Henry Ruggs, that's a bust. Tristan Wirfs, one of the best in the league. CeeDee Lamb, 17th overall pick, one of the best in the league. Jalen Reagor, that's a bust. Justin Jefferson, 22nd overall pick. Absolute home run hit, right? Again, you can get, if you're good at drafting and you're a good GM and you know what you're doing, you could get really good players all over the first round. Again, I don't know how much I trust Duke Tobin to hit absolute steals when it comes to these drafts. And I'd rather enjoy the next 7 weeks of football than hope and pray that Duke Tobin's going to hit a home run. I mean, it's like saying, you know, you want him to hit the lottery. It probably isn't going to happen. Even we got a good GM with like really good draft, like knew how to draft correctly and draft amazingly, maybe I'd feel differently. But for the situation we're in, I don't really think it's going to work out. But even if we got Bill Belichick, he also can't draft. That's kind of just a fact about it is for him too. But peace out.